And with that, I welcome you to week 11 of the SoF League, Brands Hatch, and the weather isn't the best, but we have a green light and they are racing. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. 19 drivers, 2 splits, both of them will be appearing on this channel. And guess who is in top split once more? That's me, and I qualified in P12, which was good. Not perfect, I messed up my second lap. Quite a bit in fact, but I was really happy. And so far, so good. Let's take a look. We are looking. Going outside there is fine. You can go really way outside there. Yeah, we are in Brands Hatch. Oh, before I continue, Stephen Hurd. That is unlucky. I think he had a similar incident in Winton, was it? Right after the first chicane, if I remember correctly. Now again he has to... Okay, I didn't hear what he said. I'm sorry for this. Yeah, rough start. Here we have Clayton McBuller. And this... John Cook in front of him. Yeah, we are in Brands Hatch. The short version. The Indy layout, little touch between Isaac Mitchell and myself, but this is all fine. Side by side going into turn 3. Yeah, fun fact about this race. We had an extremely high chance of rain for this race. And basically each and every race that has been until this point in the week was a wet race. This was the first dry one. So we all basically practiced for a race in the wet, and then we got surprised by, hey look, it's dry. I mean, it's not pretty, it's dark, it's kind of foggy, the vision is not the best, but the track is dry. Someone is going wide there, I believe this is Clayton McBuller. Here we have Mark Kelly against, who was it? Joseph Barilla behind me. Oh, behind the group of me here, myself and John Cook, and goodbye, me and top split once again. Third time in the top split and second crash, and as we will see in the replay highlights at the end, it was a massive netcode. Unlucky for myself. I believe one of the Formula Llama drivers like John Cook, like Clayton McBuller, many more guys said you could walk through that netcode. It was pretty big. So yeah, I'm in dead last as I'm used to in top split. It's demoralizing because the race before, the hour before, was really good, and yeah, the SoF not so much. But let's not focus on myself. We will see the thing back in the highlights for sure, which brings me to I should make notes or else I forget these things. Stephen Hurd, he is in P14, rough race after the incident early on. Yeah, with Mark Kelly. And now a bit further up the grid, Matthias Klein, Björn Adebar and Hernando Raul a bit to the inside, but no, he doesn't try it for the moment. Björn Adebar looking against Matthias Klein. He appears to be a bit faster, but it's a short track. The Indy layout is like, what, 1.9 kilometers or something like that. Really short. Which explains the lap times of around 52 seconds. Which made qualifying important because short track, short lap time, tiny gaps, so being a tenth faster made a difference, which will be a big difference to a season finale next week in Spa-Francorchamps, where a lap time is around, I don't know, 245, 250, I have no idea as of this moment. Clayton McBuller fighting against Stephen Hurd, who tries to make a comeback after the disaster that was his start. But as of right now, McBuller in P13. Little touch with John Cook, watch out. And Stephen Hurt, can he capitalize? It appears to be that way, and yes, he capitalized and he's now back in P13. Probably one of the drivers that was the most sad that it was dry, because Steven's pace in the rain was amazing, ladies and gentlemen. But the weather is the weather. Here we have Andy Oakley and David Ward fighting for P9. Meanwhile, Mark Kelly and Clayton McBuller also fighting, as we can see in the timetable. And now McBuller.
Andy, that was a block.
McBuller! Oh, oh, brother.
So sorry.
Oh, brother. That was...
Andy. That's a bit of a late move.
Okay, we had a little incident here with every car disappearing. Amazing. Yeah, there was quite a few things in these few seconds. We had Clayton McBuller going bowling. We had, I believe it was David Ward that criticized Andy Oakley for a block. So, whew, intense. We also have something happened to Joseph Barrella. I believe he was the second car in the crash, which brought me to P17. Yay. Yeah, but what we haven't talked about at all, which I'm very sorry for, is the leading group. Muhammad El Hariri, he leads. Ricardo goes super wide, and Raul says thanks. Matthias says thanks. Brian says thanks, and Blake Tovey as well. From 4 down to P8. This is rough. Yeah. El Hariri is leading the race because Dylan Da Costa and Roman Pereshki not there. Gilberto Strock also missing, another one of the top iRated drivers in the SoF league. Matthias Klein. So far so good. So yeah, Hariri leads 3 seconds in front of Kevin Anfield and a new name, Ned Wharton. Haven't seen that name before, but instantly in P3. Nice job. Raul Hernando, Matthias Klein, Björn Adeba, Blake Tovey, Ricardo Ruiz, Andy Oakley, and David Ward finishing out the top 10. 2 German drivers in the top 6. I believe both Björn and Matthias are German. If not, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure that both are German. 2 Germans in the top 6. Nice nation result thus far. Ricardo Ruiz going wide again. Maybe Andy Oakley thinks about the inside, then changes his mind. Stays behind him. John Cook, Sidney Hartz. No diving into the inside there from Sidney. John Cook in P14. Back to P6. I mean, the gaps are pretty tight, and this is probably the closest group. I suddenly start speaking German. Amazing. Andy Oakley against Ricardo Ruiz. Oakley seems to get it done. Down to turn 1 it looks. And yep, he did it. We saw it in the back for a moment. Yeah, we're already 9 minutes into the race. There was a bit of a lockup from one of the cars. I believe it was Ricardo. Andy Oakley loses his position maybe. They're side by side going into turn 3. The most difficult turn in the wet. But we had a dry race, like I said. But in the wet, this was a rough spot. Ricardo against Andy Oakley. Final corner. Maybe a better exit. We will have a look. I don't think... No, I don't think so that this is smart to attack there. It would be the dive bomb for the ages, and please don't do it. He doesn't do it. Very good. But Clayton, he has retired from the race. We can see him in the pits. Blake Tovey and Björn Adebar. Does he lose another position? We swap back from it. This is... Oh, yeah. Little touch. Little touch. No spin. Not everyone can end up like me. Oh, we are back for the battle for P3. Or back is good. I think we see it for the first time. Matthias was able to get away from Björn and Blake, and he's now trying to look to get a bit further than P5. I mean, P5 is great, but you can have P4 or P3. Who knows? There is still time left here in Brands Hatch, the Indy layout. Next season, I believe we will return to Brands Hatch, but on the Grand Prix layout, if I'm not wrong at that. Stephen Hurt overtakes Isaac Mitchell. We haven't seen it, but it was visible on the timetable to the left. Okay, car disappearing for a moment. Raoul against Ned Wharton. Good looking car, by the way. Good looking car. Raúl Hernando on the outside to turn 1. Stays to the outside. Yeah, gutsy, stay there, stay. He has a bit of blinking problems, it seems. And this fight helps the others to get closer again, which... Oh, little contact there between Ricardo and David. But as long as no one spins, it's okay. Man, I'm a bit salty, am I? I mean, it was a massive net code, and yeah. I call it my split one curse. I have 2 curses in the SoF. If I have a good pre-SoF, I have a horrible SoF, and if I'm in top split, it's horrible either way. But now the battle for P3 is a bit more important than me suffering in P17. Raúl Hernando on the outside against Ned Wharton, who is driving great so far. He's on the inside. Will he break a bit later? Man, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars. And Andy Oakley also just a second behind that. So maybe they pile up. He's defending the inside. Raúl sticks his nose in. Both go wide. And Matthias Klein says, Dankeschön.
Thank you for that.
And Ned is not happy. Thank you for that. Yeah, I wouldn't be happy either, but Matthias Klein, he is happy because he's now in P3. And look at this pile here. Is there more happening? I don't know. Down to turn 1. Tricky corner. Ooh, Raúl with a slide. Will someone capitalize on this? Will someone try something crazy? So far it doesn't seem to be the case. Wharton goes wide. Ah, this is rough. Okay. He was in P3. Oh, sorry. He was in P3. Had a great pace. Great race. And now he has to hang on for P7 because he gets hunted and he gets shunted. That was Ricardo Ruiz and Andy Oakley. Ay. No, I didn't plan this hunted and shunted thing. It just happened. Sidney Hartz. He's in P13. He goes onto the grass, and this is not good. This is not good. He punts it into the wall. Sidney Hartz, there goes me. I'm in P16. Yay, let's celebrate. Woohoo! And I believe he also got the meatball flag, if I remember correctly. Side by side. Oakley and Ward. And they touch! A spin, but... And Ricardo Ruiz goes wide. What is going on here? I mean, it's unlucky for I believe it was Andy Oakley, I believe. But on the other hand, it was super lucky to make a 360 out of it, because he would have lost. Yeah, he would be down like 18th probably. Stephen Hurt in the pits. What happened there? The race is over. Muhammad won. We haven't seen him at all. Congratulations. So why are we focusing on Joseph? I mean, don't get me wrong. Why am I focusing on myself? There's nothing. Hello. Is everyone else finished already or what? No. Now the race. Oh, I'm a dum-dum. Now is the race is over. Congratulations, Muhammad. Kevin Anfield, P2, big gap.
What's up, Andy? You think that's the proper way to pass?
Oakley.
Okay, enjoy your points.
Oakley and Ruiz. What happened there?
Good race, Kevin. Yeah, well done, Mohammed. You were way too fast this time.
I wonder what happened between Andy and
Great.
Ricardo. Anyway, we will take a look. Whew, lots of talking here. Top 10 results from Muhammad down to Ricardo. The second half, I finished in P15 at the end.
What's replay, man? You think that's proper?
Yeah, it's another rough race for me, but it is what it is.
YouTube.
Genau, exactly.
Oh,
Watch me on YouTube. Muhammad knows quality. Now, yeah, eventful split one race, I would say. Pretty eventful. And yeah, I will have to take a look at a few things for the highlights. Okay, Muhammad wants repair costs.
Pit entry ever.
Okay. I lost my line of thought. Okay, we will take a look at the championship standings and then the replays. Time to settle down, shall we? Phew, what an intense race that was. So now let's settle down and let's take a look at some standings. First, the real standings, link in the description, and then the split only unofficial championship standings. And at the top, nothing has changed because both Roman and Dylan have not raced in Brands Hatch, which means it's the same situation for Spa. Roman has 8 results, Dylan has 7. Roman will be affected by a drop round, so he needs to get at least P4 to gain more points. Dylan can do whatever he wants to gain some points, which means Dylan is in the driver's seat. They are 25 points apart, which means a P7 would be enough for Dylan da Costa to get the championship as long as Roman doesn't increase his point total. We will take a look at this next week though. Meanwhile, battle for P3. Stephen Hurt, Kevin Anfield, just 4 points between them. This is not settled. Maybe a bit of an advantage for Kevin Anfield in terms of what result gets dropped, as a P7 would get dropped for Steven and a 9th place for Kevin. Also P5 and P6, 5 points apart. It's interesting to say the least. And a bit further down, we see 2 guys with 127 at P11. We have a super close battle between Maddie, Clayton, myself, and Jack Davis, and maybe even Mark Kelly. So everything is still uncertain. We have quite a bit to race for in the final race in Spa-Francorchamps. 17 drivers have at least 100 points, and maybe Neil, maybe James, maybe they also get over that 100 point total. That would be amazing. A bit further down, Matthias Klein, he got P3, his 3rd appearance, which puts him in P27. The top 30 is finished up by Ricardo, who finished its 10th overall. And another, Let's take a look in the top 5. At Nat Wharton, first race, instantly a P7. He jumps into the top 50. And maybe if we see him next week and he drives similarly, maybe high 30s, low 30s, we will see. But now let's take a look at the split one only championships, which look like this. Basically, the top part looks eerily similar to the official championship standings, even though this has a different point table. But, nothing is for certain here as well, of course. We had 61 drivers driving a top split race this season in the SoF League, which is rather nice. I am with my third appearance in P26, another amazing race for me in top split, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, but I'm slowly getting there, and this is quite nice. Maybe in Spa I can have a good finishing race to end my first SoF season. But like I said, over 60 drivers that have driven in top split, which is great. And yeah, that's it for the championship standings. Like I said, the big championship battle is not decided. Perschke gegen. Yeah. Why do I speak so much German today in this recording? I don't know. Roman versus Dylan. It's not decided. Roman is in the lead, but Dylan has an advantage for Spa. As long as he appears. If he doesn't appear, it's all said and done, and we would have quite an anticlimactic championship finale. But that's it for the result part. Now I will leave you with the replays and the highlights. And I hope to see you tomorrow when we will commentate and take a look at race 2 from the second split in Brands Hatch, and then we will all head to Spa for the season finale. So now some highlights, and I hope to see you soon. Goodbye.